Yo, what's up everyone? My name is Andrew Warren, and in today's video, we're going to be doing another transparency update, as always. So of course, if you are new here, this includes me just talking about my gains and losses for the portfolio for every single stock market day, and of course for the subscribers as well. I know this video is super late compared to usual, but as a few of you know, yesterday I had some internet problems, and that kind of like delayed my schedule for the next day. So I know a lot of you may not be familiar with this, but if you want notifications to send out on YouTube to your subscribers, you can only upload 3 videos within 24 hours in which notifications will be sent out. And if you upload a 4th video within those 23 hours after that 3rd video, then notifications actually won't send out for that 4th one. So sometimes if you see my schedule getting later and later every single day, that's like usually because of that scheduling reason, because with yesterday the internet went out and then that delayed my schedule. So basically you can just check on my channel. If the 3rd video over says like some amount of hours ago, 23 hours ago or less, then that means I'm likely waiting on it to clear to say 1 day ago for that 3rd video over in a row. So once that says 1 day ago, that means I am able to upload. So that's just a little bit of reasoning why sometimes my scheduling can get later and later and later. Like if something comes up and I get a delayed upload for that day, then it sort of delays my uploads for the next day as well, because I have to wait until that time or later for the next day to either put out my first upload, 2nd upload, or 3rd upload. So that's just a quick explanation for that, and the only way you can really solve that is either by uploading less than 3 videos in one day to reset the schedule, or just simply uploading more than 3 videos a day and resetting the schedule. But you kind of like have to sacrifice those extra videos because you know that notifications won't be going out for them. So just a heads up on that, I may be resetting my upload schedule sometime soon. So that means when I do it, then you might not get notifications for those videos for that day. But at least it's only like a one-time thing. You sacrifice like 1 day's worth of uploads, but then you get the schedule reset and people start getting noties out for your videos at an earlier time in the day. So I may consider doing that sometime soon, just so I can get the schedule readjusted once again. But regardless, sorry for going on a tangent there with that explanation. But as I said, this is another video with a transparency update. And so as always with these updates, we talk about Tesla stock, considering that it is the only position in my portfolio aside from, of course, this free stock right here. So as you can see, Tesla stock is actually in the green for today, in contrast to like the general stock market, which I use VOO as like just a general stock market representation. However, we are seeing NASDAQ in the green for today, but a lot of the major tech stocks like Apple, Amazon, even Adobe, and we have Microsoft as well, Shopify, Nvidia, all of those are red for today. So this is kind of one of those situations like yesterday where Tesla is one of the very few, in contrast to the rest of the market, that is actually in the green. So of course, almost forgot, as always, if you all enjoy these Tesla videos and the transparency updates, please make sure to smash that like button. It really does help me out. But just addressing this portfolio value, we are currently at $127,549.95. And for the normal market hours for today, we are at plus 0.37%. That's plus $470.74 added to my portfolio. And then for the after hours, we are at plus 0.27%. And that's around plus $348.09 added to the portfolio. So actually a pretty solid day, not over $1,000 in gains, but still, at least we are in the green. At one point, I did get up at like 2 p.m. today and I saw the market and I just saw all of this volatility happening and I had no idea where it was going to end up by the end of the day. I think at one point I noticed it at 12 p.m. as well, where it was actually in the green, and then I checked at like 2 p.m. where it was in the red. And I did purchase a little bit of Tesla stock today. I'll be doing a separate video talking about that as well. But I think I purchased like $99 because I got a dividend for Tesla stock. But we'll get in onto that in just a second. But like I said, today was a very volatile day for Tesla. I checked the stock market at like 12 p.m., then 2 p.m. And then I, of course, checked it after the market closed and saw that I actually ended up in the green, which I was pretty excited about, of course, since we saw so much volatility. And when it's volatile, like with days like today, it's pretty much just all comes down to luck. It's 50-50. You really don't know where it's going to end up. So I'm definitely grateful for a day like this where it's volatile and I still end up in the green. So that's definitely a good thing. And then also just addressing the pre-market for Tesla, it was at 9 a.m. at plus 2.08%. So a pretty solid start off. And then around 9:30 at 9:25, we were at plus 3.13%. That's around plus $4,000. But then after this 9:25 a.m. marker, it started to spike down pretty hard, down to this point at 10 a.m. at minus 1.72%, bounced back up to this point at 11:10 a.m. at plus 1.40%, more volatility with a bounce back up to this point at 11:50, then more volatility with a downturn right here until the lowest point of today at 1:35 p.m. That's around minus 2.57%, and then we started to see more volatility with a general trend upwards until the very end of the day, and then especially in after hours, it got a lot more steady with the lack of volatility. So a hugely volatile day for Tesla stock. This is honestly nothing new, but it seems like it's been a while since we've truly had a volatile day like this for Tesla. Of course, in the past, we've had some days where it starts out in the green and ends up going down into the negative, and then days where it starts in the red and ends up going far into the green. But it seems like it has been a while since we've just seen like a day where you just have no idea where it's going to end up, just because it's just bouncing back and forth, up and over and under around this baseline right here. As you can see, it goes up, down, up. And so just that typical volatility that is associated with Tesla. It's just one of those characteristics that Tesla is well known for, which is volatility. And that's why people say, don't try to predict where Tesla is going to go in the short term. So of course, this is one of those pure examples of this common volatility characteristic with Tesla. And so just comparing this to the rest of the market, like I said, VOO actually started out in the green today at around plus 0.57% in the market. And then up until this point at 12:25 p.m., it was actually in the green for a decent amount of time, and then that's when we had that like general downturn. So it dropped down to this point at 1:35 p.m. at minus 0.77%, rebounded back up, and then started to drop back down again in the after hours. So counting the after hours, VOO is actually in the negative right now. Of course, after hours for right now don't really represent what tomorrow will look like, but just keep that in mind, even without after hours, it was only up 0.07%. And so addressing NASDAQ as well, this was one of those few in the market that was actually positive for today. So in contrast to NASDAQ, surprisingly though, Apple stock, Amazon stock, Microsoft, Adobe, Shopify, Nvidia, all of those were in the red. So NASDAQ gained 0.63%. So it was kind of on that level with Tesla today, just at around minus 0.02% compared to Tesla. So NASDAQ and Tesla were pretty similar, but like I said, when you look at the rest of the market, even Google, ARK Invest, Facebook, some of the big ones that are well known within the market are just all red, especially Square as well. Where did I see that? I just noticed Square. Yeah, Square is down 2.41%. It seems like Square has actually taken a pretty big hit recently from what I've seen. Yeah, that's a pretty big dip, almost like comparable to what we've seen with Tesla stock. Just addressing Tesla stock and this recovery progress that we've seen a little bit lately, I do believe I saw an article recently saying that Tesla has recovered around 1/3 of its most recent drop from this peak right here. So we are seeing a little bit of progress happening right here. And I just honestly don't know what's going to be happening with Tesla, especially over this upcoming market week. Now, like I said in yesterday's video, as we get really close to battery day, you know, within like 5 weekdays from battery day, I think that's when we're really going to start see possibly an uptick in the Tesla share price and maybe just a little bit of an incline. Of course, because we all understand that people get really excited about the major Tesla events, and this is probably the biggest event of the year for Tesla. So as I've said in yesterday's video, I don't really know about like these next couple of days, but within like the next 5 weekdays prior to battery day, then I think that's when we could really start seeing some action with Tesla stock. And it might not even be that significant. We could end up honestly not seeing really any significant movements at all, but it could be some subtle movements upwards where people are just slowly buying in because they see some opportunity to buying Tesla stock before battery day. And so, like I said, I will address this most recent purchase of Tesla stock today. I got a dividend from owning Microsoft stock, and that was $99.45. And I bought just around 0.267 shares of Tesla stock at a share price of $371.25. That was at 12:13 p.m. And so just to show you all this dividend from Microsoft, you all know that I actually sold like $40,000 in Microsoft stock recently. And even though I sold that, I guess I actually owned it by like the ex-dividend date. So I still got the dividend, which was actually really awesome. And so as you can see, the payment was $99.45 for owning 195 shares. So that was actually a pretty nice thing just to get that dividend from Microsoft. That is, you know, kind of one of those things you can look forward to every single quarter. That's one thing we don't have with Tesla stock. But honestly, I'd prefer prefer it that way, just because I think they'd use their money in a much wiser manner by reinvesting into the business and scaling their business further to just widen that gap between Tesla and the rest of the competition. Honestly, like I said, dividends are nice, but I think Tesla would use the money that they would give us for dividends in a much wiser manner than just simply giving us free money. I think the money is just better put to use with Tesla using it instead of just giving it as like a reward to shareholders, because I think in the long term, by just using the money that they would give out for dividends, by using that to reinvest in the company, it will result in some really positive news for Tesla and more progress that I think could cause an increase in the share price, therefore rewarding investors in a way that actually might not have been expected at face value. So I think honestly, dividends are very nice, but when you have a growth company like Tesla, that money is just better put into reinvesting in the company, and by doing so, you give them a bigger lead against the competition. They're able to scale more, get out more production numbers, get more sales, and things like that investors love, and things that are good for the share price. So I think we will see a bigger return on share price by them just simply using the money that they could have otherwise used for dividend payments. So like I said, dividends are awesome, dividends are really nice, and it's nice to get that paycheck every quarter just to have that source of passive income. But when you really start to think about it in terms of like the tax rate on dividends in comparison to the long-term capital gains tax, in which you get like a little bit incentivized for holding a position long-term, it just works out much better for those that are getting more value in the share price instead of just a company giving out dividends, especially in the case that it's a growth company, in my opinion. However, Microsoft is one of those that is able to grow tremendously in share price and also provide dividends, so you kind of get the best of both worlds with that situation. But like I said, I really think Tesla's one of those companies that does not waste a single penny, and they know how to use it in the most efficient manner possible. But anyways, there's really nothing super special to talk about today other than the fact that we had some volatility with Tesla stock, and I honestly have no idea where the stock market is going in general at this point. I can't really predict whether it's going to be another stock market crash. Is this just like a pullback, kind of setting things straight with a little bit of a correction? I wouldn't be surprised about that either, because I do think people have gotten a little bit spoiled with this stock market, because as we know, the stock market doesn't always go up, and I have to be honest, these past few days are starting to feel like more of the stock market that I'm used to, where it's pretty much unpredictable every day. It seems like lately, over these past few months, it seems like, almost every day you can expect a green day, and that kind of spoiled us, and it made us take it for granted, I think. So this is starting to return to like the normal stock market I'm used to, where some days it's up, some days it's down, and you can really just never predict any of it with certainty. You never could with the stock market, but at least recently with this most recent recovery, and especially with the tech stocks, it was one of those situations where it actually wouldn't be too big of a deal to see tech stocks go up 4 days out of the 5 days in a week, and that just kind of became a common occurrence. And at this point, it's starting to seem like we're returning to the old ways of the stock market, where you just really have no idea what it's going to do the next day. And honestly, that does make things a little bit more interesting. And of course, we aren't making crazy money like we were over the past few months. Of course, you have Tesla rebounding a bit, so it is pretty interesting with just this like unpredictability factor. But I have to admit, volatility does get pretty boring for an extended amount of time. Sometimes you just either want it to go up tremendously or go down tremendously. Like, come on, stock market, we just want the answer straight up. Just do what you're gonna do. Sometimes I feel like that, especially when we had like multiple days of volatility like sometime over this past year. I do remember those days. I can't like reference a specific time period when that happened, but I definitely remember a time period where it seemed like we had volatility days just constantly for like 1 or 2 weeks straight. But anyways, just to go ahead and address this portfolio for today, as you can see, we are currently at plus 0.65% for Tesla stock. That is plus $818.99. And then for the total return, we are at plus 32.10%, or plus $30,990.73. So pretty solid day for Tesla stock in comparison to everything else. But anyways, please make sure to smash that like button if you all enjoyed the transparency update. And as always, feel free to check out Robinhood and Webull in the description below. If you sign up with my referral link, you'll get some free stocks. And especially with Webull right now, you can get 2 free stocks valued up to $1,400 if you deposit $100 into your account and sign up with my referral link. So that's all you have to do, and you can take that $100 right back out after you get your free stocks. So just want to let you all know about that, but hope you all enjoyed this video, and I hope you have a fantastic rest of your week.